Hello and welcome to a FlowCat stream. Hello. It's almost sleep time for you. Oh, I do not blame you for getting sleep. I should be doing a little more of that. Welcome, by the way. I should be doing a bit more of that, to be honest with you. You can probably tell by the fact that my eyes are only half open, is that I am very sleepy. But I'm sleepy because I slept. See, here, I have a story. I have a story to tell you. I have a story to tell. I mentioned on my last stream that I had to take someone to the airport at like 4 in the morning yesterday. Right? Was that, yeah, that was yesterday. Technically, yeah. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, 4 in the morning is pretty early in the morning, right? And I stay up pretty late anyway. And so I started, you know, my normal nightly activities. And then I looked and it was like 2 in the morning. And I was like, ooh, it's 2 in the morning. This is the night before I had to take someone to the airport. I was like, oh man, it's only like 2 hours till I have to take them. So like, I gotta, you know, I might as well not sleep. I was like, I might as well just like not go to sleep. I might as well just stay up and, you know, go head out and take them to the airport. So I did. I stayed up. And then I got home and I was like, oh, I should probably sleep. I should definitely sleep. And then I was like, I'm already up. It's already morning. Maybe I'll just stay up. Maybe I'll just stay up. And I stayed up until midnight last night. From what day was it? Hold on, let's do some math. Now, the day before I had to take them, I slept in a bunch. So let's see, yesterday was the 14th. So the 13th, I got up at like 2-ish p.m. I like slept forever, had a bunch of nightmares. It was great. And then so 2 p.m. and then I was up until midnight on the 14th. So like technically 15th. So that would be like, I can't do math. What's 2 p.m. to midnight, and midnight to midnight? I don't know. I think I was up for a while. Someone can do the math for me. I think it was like 30 hours, 24 hours, 25 hours, 22 and a quarter. I don't know. Either way, I woke up today and I slept, but hold on, Freddie wants in. What's up, buddy? You won't come in? Yeah, you won't come in? Oh. So I slept and I do feel better, but I am very groggy. The inertia is the like, I woke up today and I was like crusty AF. And yeah, so that's I feel like every stream that I popped up the past like 3 or 4 streams, I'm like, hi, I'm exhausted. But you know, I just have problems with sleep, so it's okay. That's why video games keep me company. But yeah, so I hope everyone's doing well. I know that there's only a few people watching right now, but that's okay. My times for streams have been changing a bit. The anxiety of being a YouTuber who makes virtually no money and yet puts in a lot of effort is creeping up on me yet again. Every now and then it really creeps up on me that I'm like working real hard and yet I make like negative money from this. I come out on a negative whatever basis monetarily, and I want to make it. I really want to make it. I want to do this full time. Like I basically do this full time, but I want to do it like for real full time. Like I want to make money doing it. And so I get like the anxiety starts to creep up where it's like, man, I've been doing this for a while and my channel's pretty stagnant. And I know that there's a lot of things that I could be doing to improve my situation. Like I know that a lot of it's on me for not like putting out a lot of shorts or whatever, but my issue, the thing, my biggest problem, I think, is that I think about things way too much, right? Like I'm a worrywart, and I tend to just like mull over things a lot because I do. So the issue with that is that I think it probably doesn't matter. Like I think that the more that like, it's almost like I'm spending so much time being worried about like the content that I'm putting out that I'm not putting out enough content, if that makes sense, right? Like I want the content I put out to impact my channel and to be meaningful. And so then I put in a lot of thought and a lot of like too much thought into it. And then for that reason, like I never put out shorts, and then like I only put out videos like occasionally when I put like a ton of work into it and I feel comfortable with it, except for, you know, some videos. So anyway, the point is like I see a lot of people on YouTube that make it, and I think a lot of them make it through sheer, like, this is gonna sound bad, I don't mean this in a bad way, they make it through like pure shamelessness. Like, and what I mean by that, you can kind of see it with like actors and politicians and stuff, is like they don't doubt that what they're doing is the right thing or that they're on the right path or whatever. Like even if, you know, there's a lot of doubters, haters, whatever, like there's a lot of people who walk those kinds of paths where they just kind of put on a strong face. And I don't know, some of them, like there are a lot of people on the internet, you know, that stream and stuff, where I'll be honest with you, I see a lot of people who I don't think that they make really the best content in the world, but they put it out, you know, like shamelessly put it out, and they just keep going, and it just works. And you know, it's just, yeah. So, oh, let me see. I'm hoping for the best as well, although I understand what you mean. Sometimes you think about something too much that you end up doing the reverse of what you want. I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. Like I want people to feel like I'm here on the platform, and like that's why I want to stream more. It's like I understand that probably every stream I have will get less viewers and stuff, but for right now, I think it's a matter of like I need to be live more often, so people are like, oh, there's Flowcat, oh, there's Flowcat, you know, like that I'm here, I'm like, I'm alive and stuff, because consistency is a big part of it. But yeah, I screw myself out of the consistency because I'm like thinking things through so much and whatever. So I went back to basics, and I'm like, I tried to throw out all of my speculations about like what's working, what's not working, whatever. I really enjoy making the lore videos, and I want to be clear that I actually want to do that. Like, if I ever blew up to a million subs and I was able to make whatever content I wanted, it would probably be about the lore or story of certain games or characters I really like. Like that would be like really fun content for me to make, you know, as well as probably discussion content. So what I'm thinking is, I talked about this before, discussion content is the only content on my channel that's ever performed really well. I've gotten thousands of views on some of my discussion content, way more than on any of my other videos. And to this day, like I made that Forspoken video, I made like a rage baity Forspoken video because I played Forspoken, and like it's not the best game of all time. It's not going to win game of the year. It's not anything like that. I thought it was an okay game. Like I had fun playing through it. And I just thought that the hate bandwagon was ridiculous. Like it was a bit much. And so I made a really rage baity video where I was like, if you think this is a bad game, you're dumb or whatever. And people still watch that video. Like, there are people that still click on that video, and I'm assuming they click on it because they see the title and they're like, how could you possibly think that this is a great game? And it's like, well, it's clickbait. But I mean, you know, I genuinely do defend the game a little bit. It's just, there are issues with it. I'm not trying, like, here's the thing. I'm a very nuanced person. I like to give nuanced takes. I like to be the nuance. But I think that the discussion videos work well because of the more clickbaity elements where it's like, ooh, this is gonna be a hot topic, or ooh, you're gonna want to hear what I have to say kind of stuff, you know? And that works. When I was doing that, my channel was growing. Slowly, but it was growing. And I thought maybe doing other things would work. But I think what I need to do is earn the right to make the content I want. I want to make content that's really nerdy and about research and stuff. And if I want to make that kind of content, I think that to do it a really, like, if I do it now, I can make pretty low quality, but like I can work really hard to make some okay videos, similar videos, and my channel will not grow, and it'll stagnate forever, and I'll never have a career on YouTube, like seriously have a career, and that'll be it. And that's kind of what I'm looking at for that. So I was like, okay, that's not acceptable. I don't accept that. I want to make it. So what do I got to do? And it's I kind of come down to the fact that, like, I need to play the game. I need to use, you know, whatever's trendy in my favor. I need to make discussion content covering whatever I feel like covering. Like recently, Lost Ark has been through a lot of drama. I don't really cover Lost Ark on my channel, but I put like 1,400 hours into that game, and I have a lot of complaints. So, I was like, oh, maybe I'll make a video about that. And then also, I've been really enjoying Final Fantasy 14. So it's like, ooh, since I've been enjoying this game so much, maybe I'll make a discussion video talking about like my experience with Final Fantasy 14, because I've noticed a few things about the game that I think are like missing from so many modern MMOs. It's sad to me, the state of modern MMOs. And it's funny that some of the oldest MMOs are the ones that remain truest to form. And while these newer MMOs try to iterate, really all they're doing is monetizing and monetizing. And like, I think the true essence of an MMORPG is a sandbox. I know that there are people that like raiding and dungeons and stuff, but I think that should be a subsect of the MMORPG experience. I think that the MMORPG experience is fundamentally a sandbox. And there's a beauty to that, because you can do your multiplayer stuff. Like, obviously you have dungeons and raids and stuff, and that's multiplayer endgame content. That's great. But also you have single player content, which you can then show off to your friends. I was thinking about this earlier. Like, isn't one of the worst feelings ever when you are playing a game that you're super into and you don't know a single person in your life that plays that game or cares about it or is willing to listen to you talk about it? I hate that. I hate it when I'm playing a game, I'm super into it, like you beat a hard boss or you like get through some part of the story and you just want to like be like and like talk to someone about it, but you can't because no one cares. But with an MMORPG, if someone's playing the MMORPG, they obviously care some amount, and it creates an environment where you can go achieve things by yourself, and then you have an entire community of people that are like know about that stuff specifically and have interest in it by default. So you can then share those moments with those people, and you build community, and then that community, it's like it's a great thing. I love MMORPGs at the heart of what they are, but I feel like the modern form of MMORPGs has become like this dilute. Like Throne and Liberty is really disturbing to look at. It's really bad. Like it took me a lot of time to adjust to how Lost Ark is, and honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like all the timers. I don't like all of the dailies. I don't like all of the weeklies. Like, it feels like you're running on a treadmill that you can never get off, and you can never keep up with it. Like, you're always at the risk of falling off, and it's just frustrating. Like, in an MMORPG, when you make progress, you should progress. You should move forward through the world in a way, and that progress should be in some way substantive. But in a game like Lost Ark, there is no substantive progress. You can do, I mean, unless you're competing in the like latest raid, you know, but even then it's like, what are you progressing? Like, you're progressing to do a raid, to progress to do a raid. It's like a very simple treadmill. And I find that annoying because in an MMORPG, I think part of the appeal is like, if you're on a treadmill in an MMO, if you're doing a grind and you just get sick of it, you're like, I really do not want to be doing this grind right now. Then you should have the option to just like screw off and go like life skill, or like sit in a hot tub in a bikini and just like sip on a martini. Like, you should be able to do whatever the heck you want, and you shouldn't feel this constant like you're like some freaking like slave laborer in like a mine, and you got people cracking whips at you, and they're like, keep working, and you're like, I don't want to do my chaos dungeons, and they're like, too bird, and it's like, and it's also, it's fun. Yeah, it's bad. It's frustrating. So the thing that I'm getting at is just that, like, I think that it's refreshing for me to go back to a positive note. I think it's refreshing for me to play a game like Final Fantasy XIV. It's a return to what I love about MMORPGs, and I'm genuinely enjoying the game a lot, and I see why people like it. You have options. You can choose what kind of player you want to be and engage with a whole community of players who also engage with that content. And then if you get bored, there's something else that you can try out as well. And that's great. It gives you something. They use the dailies as an artificial form of player retention, where players have to play daily because they'll fall behind on dailies versus actually wanting to play. Yes, exactly. And what is really disturbing about Lost Ark at its core is that there is no content. It's all a chore. The entire game, it's chore the game. It's like homework assignment the game. Because once you do your dailies and weeklies, there is actually nothing for you to do. Like, you can decorate your little home area a little bit, I guess, or you could spend some of your life skills energy, but guess what? Life skilling is like also on a time gated cooldown in that game. So it's like, it's really, it's not great. It's not great. Like, that's not a good healthy state for a game to be in. I think really they have the entire thing backwards. Like, MMORPGs are supposed to have a swath of content for you to work through, and then maybe a few repeatable, like, you know, it's okay to have a couple quests where it's like, oh, you come back and you do this quest and you do it for 15 days and you get a reward, like you get a pet, or you do it for 2 months and you get some crazy mount. You know, like, it's fine to have stuff like that, but that stuff should be like 2%, 5% of your content. That's ridiculous to try to base everything on that. And I understand what they were going for. They were like, oh, if the content refreshes every day, there's always content. They can never beat it. But that's the issue, is that you feel like you can never beat it. You feel like you can never make progress because the game is constantly, in a way, moving away from you, and you have to always catch up to it, which is bad. I mean, if all of your content is end game content, then you're not adding actual content to the game. You're just making the vertical climb longer, and that's an issue that I've had with certain games, and the way that they approach their end game is that I feel like sometimes there's too much of a heavy emphasis on vertical progression, where like it stops making sense, where it's like we're on our 17th Ascension armor set with plus 25 double slotted polished gems with fairy spit rubbed into it. Like it's just like, okay, how could this armor possibly get any better? Like, it doesn't make sense. It makes the immersion completely messed up. And instead, what they could be focusing on is adding, you know, they can still add more dungeons, you can still add more raids. It's just like the gear grind doesn't need to go on forever. You can instead add other activities in the game. Truer words have never been said. The Lost Ark raids were fun for the first few times, but it quickly becomes a chore. Yeah, quickly is the thing there. And like for real, like you should not, if you do a raid and you get your rewards and you think to yourself, man, I need to do this 6 more times to like feel like it's worth it. It's not worth it. Like your singular character doing a raid once a week should be enough money or income for you to sustain your account. That's absurd. It's absurd to expect people to run multi-hour raids multiple times a week with 4 to 8 people. It's absurd. It's absurd. Like, I know in Korea there's a massive gaming population of people that spend, you know, their whole day gaming. Like, I get it, but I mean, that's not a sustainable global model for gaming. It made me realize that Lost Ark actually has the gacha gameplay loop, or at least very similar to it. Yeah, it does. And you know what's really interesting is that Genshin it doesn't completely avoid the gacha gameplay loop, because there's still like a grind on a treadmill that's always moving away from you, because there's always more characters. But because power creep basically doesn't exist in Genshin, everything you get feels meaningful. You know, like if you were playing Lost Ark, like in the 14, here's the problem. In the 1400 hours that I put into Lost Ark, I feel like I earned nothing other than the skins I bought. That's the only stuff that's stayed with me throughout my journey that I earned. Everything else, you get it, you use it, and then as soon as you move into new content, you throw it in the garbage bin. You can't even sell it. You can't even do it. You can't break it down for usable parts. Like, some things you can break down for usable parts, but the usable parts you get like one spittle of nothing. Like you get an atom of a resource, you know, and it's like, it's just, none of it feels rewarding. None of it whatsoever. Whereas in most MMORPGs, you know, you look back at the bunny bunny pet that you get early on in the game, or you look back at, like, you know, something that you've achieved, a title, like something meaningful that you've brought with you forward into the game. It's just, there's very little of that in Lost Ark. Most of the progression you do becomes meaningless the moment you step into the next tier of gear and accessories. Yeah, exactly. And that's not a good feeling. I don't think anyone likes that feeling. Like, even hardcore raiders, I would be willing to bet that if someone like raids really hardcore, that when the next tier of dungeon or whatever raid comes out, it kind of sucks, because like what happens is, like, let's say the cap, we're gonna talk about gear scores, right? Let's say the gear score cap is 1,000, right? So you get up to 1,000, and then let's say that's a soft cap, so you can go above 1,000, but 1,000 is like all you need to enter and beat content in the game. So 1,000 is a soft cap. Let's say you're a really hardcore player. You grind every day, you do put in so much work, you try so hard, and you get up to like 1250 or something, which at the time that you do it is absurd. It's like you're 20% stronger than everyone else. You put in the work and it shows, and you're like, yeah, I earned it, I feel good. And then the new raid comes out gear score requirement 1500, and everyone beats that raid once with their 1000 gear score gear, which is challenging, and then now they have 1500 gear score gear instantly. And your 1250 gear score gear that you spent like 3 months, 4 months working on is now just literally worse than the stuff that you can just grab in like an hour or two. It's like, that doesn't make sense, because every time you come out with new content, you're like, hey, you know how hard you worked on everything? Too bad. Like, it just, and because they have a constant vertical climb, you have this issue where like the game becomes less and less appealing to new players, because no one wants to play a game where it's like, oh, the game gets good in 3,000 hours after 5 months of farming your dailies and weeklies. You will finally be able to participate with the rest of the player base. Like, so what they end up having to do is they create these catch-up mechanics, which totally destroy, it turns the early game into this like pointless thing where it's like, oh, you have to do this, but also we're gonna basically make you skip through it, but also you can't really skip through it, so you got to play through it, but it doesn't matter, so you're gonna skip through it. And then so then you just, like, you're a new player and you skip through like thousands of hours of content in like 2 days, and then you arrive at this end game with everyone else, and everyone else is like, dude, everyone else is like thinking about the grind that they had to go through all of the different like content, waiting for it to come out and to get to that point. And then it makes the progression feel meaningless. It's like, why did I spend 6 months getting to this point when someone else just got like 2 steps behind me in a day? Like, what does that mean? How does that make sense, you know? And so I think that's the issue. I mean, like, really, here's my 2 cents with Lost Ark. They should give up on being an MMORPG. They should give up on that. They should just give up on it. They should just make a bunch of cool raids and a bunch of hard dungeon content and a bunch of really difficult content for people to grind on. And then they should take like chaos dungeons or guardian raids or like a boss rush mode, and they should just focus on like turning it into like a Diablo game, basically like an ARPG. More traditionally, you can keep the shared world or whatever, but like, my God, I just don't think that the game is an MMO, and I don't think it's built to be an MMO, and I don't think that they want, like, it's disturbing to me how much resistance Smilegate has to changing literally anything about their formula. Like, 2 times a day chaos dungeons, non-negotiable. Why does that matter? Who cares how long people have been doing that for 2 times a day for, you know, like, it's not fun. No one wants to do it. Like, the fact that it's taken this long for them to revamp their chaos dungeons is disgusting to me. The chaos dungeons feel like playing like a super old game, you know, and it's not fun. It's not even fun. Like, it's fun like the very first time you do it, and then it's no longer fun. And literally everything is just carried by the combat. They have great combat. They should just let people stand in an arena and like slaughter a bunch of mobs and do some boss rush modes. Like, I think that would be fine. Anyway, I'm going to be making discussion content. So there will be, the lore videos are still going to come out. They're going to come out slowly but surely. And then everything else, discussion content, will come out more quickly because I don't have to care about it as much. And I can sort of just vomit words at a camera and then upload that to the internet for people to make fun of me. So yeah. You'll finally be able to catch up, but then you'll get gate kept because you only have the bare minimum. Yep. Yeah, because if they gave you everything everyone else had, people be pissed. So they can't. So they have to give you less than everything else. They have to give you less than what everyone else has. which then makes no one want to play with you. And it's like they've painted themselves into a corner. You know what I mean? It's just, it's awful. It's terrible. It's really bad. And I mean, I think they could have taken the game in a really good direction a few years ago. It's wild, man. I love how I'm like streaming I'm in the Final Fantasy category and I'm literally just ranting about Lost Ark. But you know, I mentioned that we're gonna be doing face cam early in the streams because, you know, I want to start the streams out with just chatting for a while. So that's what we're doing. So that's what I'm doing. And it's relevant because stuff happened recently and we all know about it. We all heard about it. We all know and we all heard, and that's just the way it is. Nothing will ever be the same. All right, so you want to know it's something interesting I was thinking about. It's like everyone has confirmation bias, right? Like everyone wants to believe that the things that they believe are right. So inherently, when you get proof that proves that something that you believe is possibly correct, you take that evidence to heart and you take it very seriously. Whereas evidence to the contrary of your beliefs, it's very hard to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow, right? Well, it's weird to me because if you're unaware of confirmation bias, you're extremely likely to fall victim to it constantly. Like if you don't know what confirmation bias is, if you have no idea, then there is a very, very strong chance that you're falling into that pitfall a bunch. But what's weird about it is that if you know what confirmation bias is, and if you're very honest with yourself, you can learn to check yourself. You know, you can check yourself before you wreck yourself. But that's just, it's bizarre because it's like, it's a very natural instinct for humans. And yet you can sort of override it with your social programming, right? Like you're socially programmed to consider other people's viewpoints and opinions. And that's where that comes from, I think, is that like socially it's necessary. Like if you live by yourself in the middle of the woods, then you're the king of your castle, queen of your castle. You can do whatever the hell you want. And it doesn't matter. Like your beliefs don't matter because who cares, right? If you're just alone. But the second that you introduce a second person, all of a sudden, if you have confirmation bias within the group and that confirmation bias creates conflict, then it could destroy the social group. And so then what you have happen is probably an evolutionary bias towards cooperation, towards people that are able to cooperate. Now, that's really interesting to me. I find that really fascinating because there's a lot of instances of that. Like there's a lot of natural things like cognitive impulses and things like that people are just wholly unaware of. And learning about them, even in the slightest way, is useful in helping you ward yourself from falling into those pitfalls. But what's more interesting than that is that people are scared to learn about it most of the time. Most of the time, people don't want to learn about things like confirmation bias. They don't want to hear it. You know, like it's almost insulting if you say you have confirmation bias. A lot of people, I mean, I don't think that that's an inherently insulting thing to say. I think there's probably a negative stigma to it because people don't want to think about it. People don't want to have their beliefs challenged. People are comfy when they feel comfortable in their beliefs. And when your beliefs are challenged, it makes you feel uncomfortable. But what I think makes you truly comfortable, rather than living in a bubble, what I think makes you really comfortable is coming to terms with any challenges that people have towards your beliefs. Like I think that if you're able to be criticized on your beliefs and just go, yeah, oh, okay. Like it says a lot about you. Whereas if someone criticizes your beliefs and you're like, but that can't possibly be true. You know what I mean? Like people that make a mistake and then they just can't admit that they made the mistake. Like they literally just can't just be like, yeah, okay, well, it do be how it is. I find that really interesting. And I think that the internet has degraded people's ability to check themselves before they wreck themselves, because people wreck themselves a lot. A lot of the people on Final Fantasy have been very kind and polite and great, but recently, I don't know if all of you have you guys been seeing all of the BDO ads, Black Desert Online? There have been like just a buttload of ads playing all over the place. There's only like 4 people here right now. I don't want to put all the chatting responsibility on, so I know that you're about to go to bed soon, so you don't need to carry the chat. It's all right. I can talk to myself. But if you want to respond, you're more than welcome. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I feel bad when I'm like, I feel like sometimes it's like singling someone out, you know what I mean? Emma Watson, welcome. Emma Watts, a fan. After watching Zeppla, MTQ, Arthur Savix, Matsui, Adam, Greg, YouTube's recommended streams, welcome. I'm always happy to see new people in the stream. Always happy to have new people to chat with and new people to do the video game thing with. So welcome. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. Yeah, we're gonna get into the game here soon. I like to start out my streams just by chatting for a little bit because, you know, life, and also just you know, talking about video games as a whole and in general and whatnot. So we're sort of just chatting. We were I was talking about the Lost Ark drama that I've been seeing recently. Like there's been a lot, like it's been kind of crazy, to be honest. Like that game is going through it right now. But you know, it really does show that like if everyone quits your game, they will do they'll do something. They'll make changes, or they'll die, like, or the game will die, you know. But I mean, like, I think a lot of people they don't want to criticize their favorite game, and you don't want to quit your favorite game, obviously. But if your favorite game starts to go into a really big slump and you really do have big issues with it, I think that some people have this like loyalist mentality where it's like, well, I hate my favorite game, but I'm gonna keep playing it. And I see that because like I come from Genshin Impact, right? Like that's the game that I started with. And so there's a lot of people that play Genshin Impact that even stream Genshin Impact, and they just like openly hate the game. Like they hate it. It's a really bizarre, masochistic like thing. I don't really understand it, because like if I don't enjoy a game, I stop playing it, right? But yeah, I see a lot of people in the Genshin community that are very, very toxic towards the game, but just refuse to quit. They refuse to quit. And it's like, you're better off, both for yourself and for the game, quitting the game, so that the developers receive a strong message about like, oh shoot, like people are quitting the game, you know? And so, yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. People just get so defensive of things like that. And another thing that also follows suit from this conversation, another thing that's really interesting, is that people will play a game for like 6,000 hours. Like, you ever see those reviews where it's like they've played like 10,000 hours of some game and they're like, thumbs down, hate the game, do not recommend, terrible game. It's like, why do you have 10,000 hours in that game if you hate it? Like, probably what happened is they had 8,000 hours worth of fun, and then they started to have problems with the game, and then they had 2,000 hours worth of hating the game, and then they quit, right? But people have no capacity for nuance. Generally speaking, I don't mean everybody, but you know, like generally speaking, people are incapable of nuance. And what's funny about that is that like if I play a game for 8,000 hours and I have fun with it, I'm willing to be like, even if the game turns into a bad game, my mindset is like, oh well, it was fun, you know, well, I had fun with it, so, you know, oh well. Like for instance, here's a really good example. Mass Effect 3 had a very good multiplayer mode. And I think it's actually still going to this day. Like, it's still, like, you can still get match made into that multiplayer mode if you want to try it out. And I've seen like recent videos about it. It's fantastic. It's an amazing game mode, and it actually still is very good. Like, it never got bad. Like, it always stayed good, right? And I look back on it and I think about it fondly. I don't you know, I quit playing it because I kind of got bored. You know, I did it for years. I mean, I put thousands of hours into that game, right? And so I stopped playing. But I'm not gonna sit here and like be like, oh, because there are, you know, I did have complaints with the game. Like, there were things that were frustrating or whatever. But here's what really happens when gamers get sick of a game. They find things to justify their hate in the game or their displeasure in the game. So like, they're having fun and like, oh, this is cool, I love this, I love this, I love this. And then the second they stop having fun, they're like, oh, why did they do things like this? Oh, these developers don't care about this game. Oh, clearly they just like slept during the development of this game. And it's like, you are literally justifying rationally your emotional reaction to a video game. It ain't that deep. Like, if you like, I think about Mass Effect 3 fondly because I had so many thousands of hours of fun in it. And I just find it really bizarre that people will like play an MMO, or they'll play a shooter, or they'll play something for like thousands of hours, and then they just, all they look back on are the next, like, because they leave, when they quit, they hate the game forever. All they talk about is how much they hate it, and they're like incapable of remembering the fun that they had. And that's scary to me. I mean, that's why we're playing video games, right? To have fun. So like, here's how I view it. I'm having fun with a game, great. If I stop enjoying myself, then I stop playing the game, right? I'm not gonna sit here and create all these arbitrary rules about like loyalty to a video game. Like, these companies have shown time and time again that they do not give a rat's ass about the consumer or about us as gamers or people. So like, no, I'm not gonna emotionally invest in Bethesda or Blizzard or any company. Are you silly? Why would you put your faith in a business designed to suck your money out of you through a straw? Like, what do you think is going on here? Like, this is a transactional relationship. You give them money, they give you thing for fun, and then you have fun, and then you move on with your life. Like, that's what happens. I think it's a good skill to recognize that when you're no longer truly enjoying the game, you can just take a break from it so you don't end up having negative emotions from playing it. Maybe just a little break is all you need, and then come back with a new interest in the game. Yeah, or quit altogether and never come back ever again. I mean, like, for instance, Left 4 Dead is they're great games. Like, I love the Left 4 Dead games. I will never play them again. Never. Not another second of my life will I spend playing Left 4 Dead. Because I played them so much, it makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach whenever I see Left 4 Dead, because I just think about how many hours I put into those games, right? So I'm sick of them. But I look upon them fondly. I had so many hours of fun with my friends, so many funny moments, so many scary moments, so many good times, right? So great. But then I moved on, you know, rather than just like constantly burning myself out into the ground and like destroying my memories and my relationship with the game. So really, like, we're playing with toys here. Like, we're playing with expensive, more complicated toys. Like, that's all we're doing, right? So like, you know, I think the point is to have fun. It's just like the internet discourse over video games is, it's insane. It's insane. Well, anyway, I mentioned earlier that I saw a bunch of BDO ads, My YouTube subscription has been flooded with Black Desert ads like I've never seen before, like literally never seen before. So I got interested. I was wondering what was going on. So the people that develop Black Desert, they're called Pearl Abyss, and they had a publisher called Kakao, which I think is a pretty big publisher, aren't they? Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Okay, I think it is a pretty big. Yeah, I think they're pretty big. Seems like it. Okay, so anyway, that's the basics right there. So the publishers suck, and the developers care about the game, as tends to be with like literally every video game on the face of this earth. The developers want it to succeed and they put their heart and souls into it, and then the publishers try to nickel and dime every experience in the game and turn it into a monetized disgusting mess. Well, it turns out I don't know how this happened. Like I'm kind of curious, to be honest, because I don't see this happen really often, right? But the Pearl Abyss was able to break free from Kakao as their publisher, and they took over the publishing of their own game. Like Pearl Abyss, the developers, the people that actually care about the game, took over the publishing, and they kicked Kakao on the curb. Try to say that 5 times fast. And that's really interesting. I want to know how that all went down. I might have to look into like a deep dive video on how that all happened. But now that the publisher is gone, the evil publisher, the game is better. Like they've made like literal positive change. Like they've just removed some of the monetization. There were some things that would cost you money, and if you didn't pay money for it, like you were kind of SOL, right? A lot of those things, if not all of them, are gone. The game is now as advertised. Like you buy the game, you can play the game, right? And that's really interesting because it really shows that the developers like care about the game, but the publishers were like suffocating it. They were destroying it. They were killing it. Where it's like games used to be solely developed by people that love them. If you were in the 90s and you're playing video games, it's because you love them. It's not because you saw some large female anatomy, or because you saw some fancy shiny graphics, or because you saw the coolest gameplay you've ever seen in your life. Like it's just a fascination that people have with technology and with video games and with all this stuff, right? And so like people just take it so serious now. They treat it like a sport hobby. You know, it's like you're going to the batting cage, and it's like how much money can you make per hour in this fake world where the second you quit, none of that has any meaning whatsoever in your life. Like it's all entirely for fun. That is the point, for fun, right? No one cares. It doesn't matter. It's yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that's been interesting to see. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that more. But that's another game where I've seen a lot of people talk about how it's very sandboxy and it's very open. And I just like RuneScape is like that. RuneScape is very sandboxy and very open. And as far as I know, RuneScape is doing really well. Like, isn't RuneScape doing super well right now? Like, isn't it popping off? I'm pretty sure old school RuneScape still has like a massive player base. But yeah, I mean, like, it makes sense that those games are lasting long and that they're doing well and that people are enjoying them. Like, it makes sense. It makes total sense. You guys want to see Fred? Look at the boy. Look at oh. Look at the boy. Look at the boy. Such a good boy. Yeah. He napping, but he's not really napping. He's just acting like he's napping. Yeah, I see you moving your eye. I see you. I know you're not asleep. He's such a cute fluffy butt. I do love him. He's capping. True. Watch. Oh, good boy. Such a good boy. Action needed or making changes to the payment methods that qualify to auto pay. I don't care. I don't care. What was I doing? Oh shoot, I gotta remember to pay my freaking... I gotta remember to pay my car insurance. I set up auto pay with my car insurance and it didn't auto pay. And I almost lost my insurance. I'm so mad about that. What the hell? I turned on auto pay and then I get this text message like, and it was like, hey, if you don't pay like right now, you're losing your insurance. And I was like, so I like went, I paid it real fast and I was like, what is going on? That's not good. That's inappropriate. That's their fault. Why is that my fault? How is that my fault? I clicked your buttons. I put trust and faith in you. And what do I get? Nothing. I get anxiety. That's what I get. The grogginess is real today. It's very real. We should probably boot up the actual game and start playing it because I'm gonna start crashing really hard if I sit here for too long without doing something. All right, I'm booting up the game. I hope I don't have game music on. I don't think I do. Oh, I might actually. Hold on. Oh shoot, I think I do. Yeah, that was awful. Sorry about that. At work, dropping by to leave my like. Ah, okay. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Okay, so there. Do that. And then, yeah, there we go. Okay. We in that queue. We in that queue. Now we're not. It's always like 14 or 15 when I log in for the queue. I don't know why. Oh. Popping up in my face. Road. Okay. Woke up realizing that you left your PC on all night. Oh. Oh. Hopefully it's all right. A little bit of wasted electricity. All right, I need to go to the bathroom real quick, and then I will be back, and we will start actually playing the game. So, worst part is I wasn't downloading anything. I should have left the camera on Freddy. Freddy didn't move at all. He's getting more comfortable with. He knows that when I get up, I'm usually coming back, right? Look at a little Fred. Definitely gonna get him a second camera soon. I actually now have the funds to I have enough money since we I don't know if you guys know this, but when you buy a house, you get a free month. Like, you don't have to pay mortgage on your first month. So with the money that I save from that, I'm able to you know, get stuff for the room. So I'm gonna be like, in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna be looking at paints, be getting some paint, and then I'm gonna be decorating this whole place, making it look nice and cozy and good, and more lights and just goodness everywhere, just deliciousness. Slurp it all up. I'm also gonna get a second camera for Fred. I have a GoPro, right? I was thinking, like, oh, well, why don't I just take my GoPro and like make some tripod thingy. This game makes you play more. No, I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about the room behind me. This room. I'm gonna paint it. Decorate it. Make it look good. Yeah, so in the next couple weeks, that's gonna be happening. It's okay. That was funny. That was good stuff. All right. Yeah. So we are here. Oh yeah, I remember. We killed the Moogle King. I'm interested to learn if that was like a manifestation or what. I feel like they manifested it. I don't think that was the real Moogle King. I think it was just some spirit of community wishes. It's the Overmind. That's what it was. The Overmind. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. I've been playing a few games off of stream. Whoa, camera again. What are you doing? Why are you doing that, camera? What's going on? Talk to me. Tell me what's wrong. Speak to me. It's not. It's just skipping. Is it doing it on the preview? Oh, it's definitely doing it on the preview. Why? Something is going on with the game. The game is causing it. Yeah, it's the game. Why? How? This game is not that graphically intense. What's going on here? What's going on here? I don't understand. It's fine. No, I don't think it's the refresh rate. Limit frame rate on client from keyboard. Everything looks fine. I mean, I don't see anything that would... Maybe I should turn off ambient occlusion. Let's turn that off. Does that do anything? Here, let me apply it and then move around a little bit. I've had issues with the ambient occlusion in other games. It's not doing it now. It's fine now. Yeah, it seems like that worked. I don't know if that actually worked, but honestly, I don't really like let me turn it back on, see if that does anything. I don't really like ambient occlusion in most games. I think that it doesn't look great. Like, here, look. See that? It kind of makes things like, to me, it makes things look fuzzy. Here, let me get close to stuff like this, like over here. All right. So you see how like the flower and the wood, it looks kind of crispy. You know, it looks kind of good and crispy. Now you see how they kind of look fuzzy. Like, I understand it's like a little bit of a lighting thing. Okay, wait, let me keep it on and apply and see if the camera. Oh my god, it's doing it. Look at that. Wow, I can't believe I actually found the issue. That was easy. Yeah, because I had issues with I was recording. I can't remember what I was recording. Oh, I think it was, I don't remember. But I was recording something and I was having like a lot of issues with it. And then it was better after I turned off ambient occlusion. Yeah, it's all fine now. We all good? All right. Let's go and talk to people over here. Ooh, that's a pretty mount. I want a pretty mount. I want that axolotl mount. Oh, I just got... Oh, the hunger just hit me so hard. Oh. Oh. Stomach, stop. You know when... Like, okay, when I wake up, I'm like not hungry at all. And then as the day, like, I have to eat like really light food in the mornings. I eat some applesauce or some yogurt or some oats or something granola, like something really simple. And then I get hungry later after I like consume some fluids and hang out for a little bit, and then I'm ready to eat. But sometimes it's like I'm not hungry at all, and then all of a sudden it'll just like slap me across the face and my stomach will turn over and it's like, eat something. And it just hit me it just slapped me straight across the face. I felt my whole stomach like, "Gwah." So after this stream, I'm gonna go get me a big old lunch. Or I guess it'll be dinner by the time I get there. We've had that before. Yeah, oh, I hate that feeling. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to Gridania. All right, so Ethernet. There we go. You've been semi-obsessed with a specific meal. Oh, what meal? I'm curious. Oh, it just hit me again. Ooh. Ah, boy. Whew. Oh. Okay, we're good. It's all good. Everything's good. Chicken burgers? Ooh. I do love me like ground chicken patties or grilled chicken like grilled chicken on a because I really love turkey burgers. I freaking love turkey burgers. You should grab something to tide you over. See, I'm worried that if I start eating, I'm gonna be really hungry and I'm just gonna want to keep eating. But I'm hoping that if I ignore it, It'll go away for at least an hour or two. A breaded fillet. Ooh, that sounds nice. You return to us home victorious. Thus I have 2 reasons to be glad. Yeah, many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear that all that occurred in Thornmarch. Oh, but that's a good point. I mean, sometimes I have the bad habit of like not eating enough in a day. Like I'll eat like 1 meal and then I'll forget to eat like the rest of the day. That's bad. You should the more meals that you can fit in a day and the smaller that you can make them, the better. That is a rule of thumb that is consistent with health and dieting, is that like it's better to eat 4 or 5 small meals than to eat 2 or 3 big meals. Even if the calories are the same, the nutrition that you digest, like you don't get 100% nutrition from your meals, right? And if you dump a bunch of food into your body all at once, it's not able to effectively process and consume all the nutrients that you need. Whereas if you consume food more periodically, first of all, it's less stressful on your body. You have less dips and fluctuations in your blood sugar, but also it helps your body produce extract the nutrients efficiently from the food that you're eating. Oh, my stomach. The king really is a primal? Really? But really he isn't, is he? I mean, the Mughals don't worship him. For one thing, he's not even a god to them. Doesn't sound like any primal. Yeah, like it's not. Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of power containing crystals and through the force of the collective faith, they called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said, being left with no corpse, the aether which comprised him instead being scattered. Yeah, it's a manifestation. It's not a real king. Okay. All right. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which primals aren't real. They're like manifestations of the beast man's desperation. Oh, Asians, this whole business reeks of their handiwork. Or maybe the primals are real. Oh no! I accidentally skip things often because I'm not used to the right mouse button. Skipping dialogue. Usually it's only the left. Confound it all. How many times have they served the tainted gifts? Too many, I fear, so long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build a pyre. Well, yeah, that's true. Unfortunate. My heartfelt thanks. Artie, the information you provided is invaluable. Cool. You skip dialogue accidentally a lot. Yeah, it's like really fast too. Like the time, usually when you play a video game, if you click, it won't immediately let you skip the next dialogue. Like you have to wait a few seconds before it'll even let you skip the next dialogue, or just a second. And I think that that's really important. Like sometimes I accidentally double click, like I'll click and then my finger will bounce and I'll accidentally barely click my mouse and it'll just immediately skip 2 dialogues. And I'm like, "Wah!" Before you do, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has now been settled. The Scions do not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies. We know that we could count on you. Oh, stomach hunger is not going away. Mayhap you could return to the waking sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. Nod. That's my response to everything in this game. It's just a nod. Like I'm just nodding the problems away. Oh, so... A stoic nod fixes everything. Yes. Oops. I also like when you play other games and then you come back to Final Fantasy and you press shift, you're like, why am I not sprinting? What's going on? Shift is like the sprint button in just every game. Just every game. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care what you say. You're talking Raid Shadow Legends. Shift is the sprint button. Okay. All right. But but it's not, there is no sprint button in Final Fantasy. It's the you know, it's the skill, which I guess you could just put this on shift, but then you wouldn't be able to use shift for like your hotbar, which would really suck. I think it won't let. I'm pretty sure it doesn't let you use alt. Like I think I tried to bind things to alt, and for some reason it doesn't work. And I don't understand why. Is it because you use? I don't know. I don't get it. Back when you played Final Fantasy 14 and Lost Ark at the same time, you mixed it. Oh god, that would be awful. Those are such different controlling games. You get used to one and then you swap over to the other and your brain is just like... Time has come to leave Vesper Bay. Okay, moving in small groups. Wait, I thought we were done hiding in the shadows. Well, I guess we don't want to be out in the open. Okay. Oh. Okay, so people are there. A couple people are gonna stay behind for keeping this place going, I guess, a little bit. Oh. God, I really like this song. They better use this song in the next place, or like one like it. You require no assistance. Ugh. Okay. Thanks for the kind words, my friend. Ah! Whence came that cry? The Solar. Run! Don't nod! Run! Okay. Run first, nod later. No! 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 She's not gonna die, right? Like, she's fine. She's fine, right? She can't be dead. She's not gonna die. That's impossible. We all know that's not gonna happen. You know it, I know it. Everybody knows it. Hey, Totoro, welcome. What happened? Like, I was literally just here like 3 seconds ago. Tell me, Louison, would you... Was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I have met him prior to his pass. Who's that? Ah, shh. Oh, God dang it. Come on! An Ashian here? How? How readily you see, you are indeed gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others. You're robes. Gifted, but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. He who... You speak of La Habrea? La Habrea is a warrior. He fought, fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he is still... Yeah, what about immortal? I mean, they're like totally immortal, right? Come,
I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion.
You, what are? What? Don't. What? Oh, she can't see him. I was like, what? I was like, look at the guts. We're ready when you are. Is something the matter? Feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave, but I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I don't get it.
Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not see, yet see with eyes unclouded.
You know nothing about me. Nothing.
The gift grants you clarity, it grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation.
Oh, that's interesting. This isn't even like their final form. That's actually kind of cool. Like you're not seeing them of like in their authentic form. La Habrea did not think so high. Oh, that's her. Oh my God.
La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. The echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master.
Is it like a gift from the Asians? That'd be a plot twist. And if we did,
there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind.
What? Oh, okay. He's leaving in peace? Wait, but he like... Bro, what? Dude.
Mayhap I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve.
So that's Heidelin protecting her.
Was it also by her hand that you survived the ordeal, I wonder?
Bro was like, I leave in peace, and then just like blasted her. What the hell, dude?
I take it there's no need to explain.
Y'all right? He's got blasted by like force lightning right there. Save your concern. He did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you all right? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I can fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Erringer, send word to the students of tell them to scour the stuff that I didn't get to read. If there's any reference to an Asian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. Well, but you already know that people can't really see them necessarily. Like she can probably only see that guy because of the echo, right? Right. Oh, stomach. I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the... What? Yet Asians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Wait, so like he I'm genuinely confused. I don't know if these are... I'm hoping these aren't plot holes. I'm hoping it's supposed to be confusing, is what I'm hoping. Okay? Like, I don't want an answer, right? But, how did Uringer... How did... Do not let him escape. It might be a little bit late for that. I was too busy watching the entire thing happen to do anything about it. I do think that the timing of the flashbacks, or like the memory things, is kind of... Like, I have to headcanon that it only takes like a second in real time when you're having all of those like the echo stuff. Because, like, my God, like, be kind of a useless main character if every time something happens, you get stuck in place for 30 seconds. Like, seeing your friends get attacked while they're still dying on the floor. You know what I mean? If you're confused, imagine how I feel having missed some prior lore streams. Yeah. Basically, the Ascians are these people who are like immortal spirits. They're like dark spirits, basically. They're people that gave up their mortal form for immortality. But now the only way that they can, apparently, the only way that they can walk the earth is by possessing people, right? So, like, if you see an Ascian, then it's just someone who's possessed by an Ascian spirit. And, like... That's what I'm confused about, is because, like, that guy did not appear. Like, I don't think that that guy was physically there in the... I didn't think that that guy was physically there in the room with Minfilia. I thought that he was, like, projecting, like, in her mind or something, because Totoro couldn't see her, right? Or see him, right? And, but then Uringer saw him, and now they're talking about him, like, he... Oh, he's right there.
I am told that you are the warrior of light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon.
Well, I don't like this guy. He's too stereotypically ominous. I don't like that. Oh, he's right there. I can't believe I didn't see him. Like, literally, as I was jumping on that building, I did not notice that the guy was just standing. Oh, what the hell? Oh, there we go. I feel like shift is a little easier to use than control for the hotkey stuff. I might use shift for my second hotbar and then use control for my third. But I don't know, because I'm already a bit used to it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Oh, man. Use shift for the hotkeys? Yeah. Oh. Okay, hotbar. No, wait. Controls. No. No. Wait. Freaking net. Oh boy. Escape. Oh, right. Keybind. Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Okay, so hotbar. So let me just go do shift 1. Wait, whoa. What was it? It was already... Oh, okay. It was hot. Okay, it was the hotbar thing. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, I gotta click that every time. R RFG ZXC. Wait, what? No. There we go. RFG. No. There. And now for the third one. RFG DXC. Boom. That right there is how you solve a problem. Hey there, fellas and ladies and people and folks and what and stuff and things. The sooner you change your keybinds, the sooner you, yeah, exactly. You don't want to spend too long like with bad key bindings, otherwise you get used to them. That's why, like, honestly, when I play an MMO, I spend a lot of time messing with keybinds, like a lot. I try different things and I just mess around with it a lot, because there's nothing worse than playing a game for like 3,000 hours and then you try to relearn your keybinds, because you have so much muscle memory. It's like pretty difficult, and it's doable, but it's difficult. Oh, Jesus. What fresh layer of hell did you come out from, my friend? Oh, okay, see, now I was already messing it up. I was already like getting confused. I can't see anything. I don't know what's happening. Camera's dark. Camera's stuck against the wall. I'm just shooting. Dang, you took me down to half health. Are you killing me? What? Wait, what? What did I just use? Oh, I see. Okay. So Shift Z. What I need. We need my Bochoco. Do. Whoa. Oh, hey, Monster Hunter. That's a Rathian or a Rathalos or one of them. Crossover events. Wow. Oh, now I gotta kill two of you. Come on. Come on. Oh, hey, my buffs apply to my Bochoco. I didn't realize that he got my buffs too. That's cool. Okay. That dude just stood there like staring at me, murdering demons. You know, the usual. Okay, these things can just die. You can just die. Yeah, you don't need to be alive no more. God, I hate them. I hate you. I hate them so much. Do not like. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the stream, wouldn't mind dropping a like on it. That would help me out a bunch. If you're watching on Twitch and you want to follow me and you know, it'd be great. I appreciate that. Love having new people. Discord links pinned. It's all great. Everyone's great. We love everything. It's great. What's happening? Whoa! Hey! Oh! Oh! Didn't you say that I was gonna die? Oh. Well, it seems like that wasn't necessarily true. But we'll see after this fight. Pew pew. Pew. What? Why am I not attacked? Why did you put your bow away? I don't understand why that happened. Okay. Bony spiders. They're like daddy long legs or something. This is gross. It just make me want to vomit into my mouth. Thank you for granting me this indulgence. No, oh, he said that we would talk. Okay, yeah. No, he said we would talk if we. None save she who bested La Habrea could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. Oh, come on, dude. Blasting someone with a giant death laser is not self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said of La Habrea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that she could cast us out. What? Your mother favors you still, that much is plain. But surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives, if you will. Only believe me when I say this.
I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again.
I have no idea how any of my voices sound over the mic, I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm just making it up as I go. But I hope that it's cringy and makes you hate me with a passion. I'm just kidding. All right, so we fly. Top tier voice. That was my Sith Lord voice.
Come to the dark side.
And that's about all I got for that one. He looks like he stole a child's mask. Oh, stole child's mask specifically, not age. Well, I guess he's kind of a child too, but yes. Yes, he does, doesn't he? Where? Oh, yeah. Waking Sand. I think this is probably like one of the last times. Oh, I could have used the teleport thingy. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna have to throw out the rest of those afterward. I probably never need them again. Maybe I'll hold on to them for a while, but... Well, I guess there's some side quests here. I could probably use them to help speed up the side quests. Like whenever I decide to do those. It's treason then. Yeah, proceeds the death laser. Yeah, like, come on. I'd love to stay for longer, but it's 1 a.m. here, so I gotta go and sleep. I hope you all have a great time. Oh, thank you. I hope you have a great sleep. Rest well. Thank the gods you've returned. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. Beg pardon? He was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so it shall be again. Of when does he speak? And of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus. Elidibus. I like saying that name. It's a very satisfying name to say. Elidibus. Pretend much but reveal nothing. Save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. That's life. Let me just tell you something. That just do be how it is. That do be in fact how it be. Let us set aside the matter of this Asian until we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamahigan resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his masters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believed to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years. There is much within that I still do not understand. It is my hope that Uringer will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It's all I have left of my father. Oh, well, that's sad. No, it's no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. While I can imagine the antecedents pain, upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in study these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. This is Minfilia. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay, you departed. I was like, I'm in literally the other room. It's like when it's like you're next to your friend and you text them. If you have yet to, once you have given the journal, I bid you to come to the seventh heaven of Revenant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you've already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Aetherite in Revenant's Toll. After all, it's right on our doorstep. Yes, thank God. Oh! Oh, I see. Amongst Mughal-kind, the legend of the good King Mughal-Mog doth tell of a wise and magnanimous ruler. Alas, the entity thus summoned put the line to this imagining with his brief and decidedly unpeaceful reign. 'Twas most disturbing for me to learn that the Mughals' guard have once more succeeded in placing their manic potentate upon his thorny throne. I don't know how to say that word. Methinks the agents of chaos doth lurk in the shadows of this deed. Only with the Ashians' guileful intervention could they have called back the king from the aether with such haste. As ever, it falls to thee, to the blade born of light, to banish the paragon's dark ambition of our realm. The 12 only know what dire power doth corrupt the savior of these gentle forest folk. Thy name has been called. The more moderate faction of the Mughal hath joined with the Order of the Twin Adder in an effort to open thee a path to the good king's domain. I bid thee make haste for Adder's Nest and once more pledge thine aid to in disposing this royal myth made flesh. The king lives. Long live the king, baby! All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and just unlock that right now, I guess. I can probably do that. That person's almost dead. Oh, right. All right. Unfortunately, it appears his efforts at persuasion had rather the opposite effect. That's funny. I remember him saying that he just needed to teach them a lesson. But they just summoned the guy again. The great King Mughal-Mog. Not the good king, the great king. Suffice it to say that the Elder Seedseer is willing to condone the necessary act of regicide. For the safety of all who dwell within the 12's wood, it has been decided that the king must fall. I just skipped it. Those among us with the ability to see the Mughals are often in high demand, but considering the urgency of our mission, our leader felt it best to expedite the matters. Pray make your preparations and settled as soon as you're able. Kublai Khan awaits you at the bramble patch in the East Shroud. All right. God, I can't wait to get a new desk. Honestly, I'm so sick of this desk. It sits way too low, and I have to like hunch over it. Like, freaking hurts my back, hurts my wrists. Terrible. Absolutely cannot wait to get a new desk. I mean, granted, this one was like $30, so I mean, you know, I'm not. I paid for what I got. That's what I'm saying. I paid $30 and some back pain for this desk. Okay, no, I don't want to. Yeah, okay, there you are. What's happening? Oh, my back. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go kill the god. King. God king. Whatever. Why do they even give you gil for that? Like, it's like 1,200 gil. Like that's the what? What am I gonna do with 1,200 gil? You might as well just, you know, basically give you nothing, which is fine. Like I just such an arbitrary amount. Like who decided that? Who sat down and was like, oh, what should we give them for rewards? Oh, let's say 1,224 gil. Oh, this time let's do 563. Like, what? Oh. Okay. I need to stretch for a minute. Give me a second to stretch. My back hurts, and I don't want to sit here uncomfy. Okay. Here, you guys can hang out with Fred for a minute. There you go. I like Totoro. Sounds like Totoro. True. She's adorable. Fred. Oh, that's cool. The guy like recognized that I'd already done the quest, like it was part of the dialogue. I like when they script stuff in like that to like recognize when you've already done something. Does that mean do I have to run the raid? Is that what that means? Oh, or did I probably just had to do the quests. Yes. The music. Yes. Yeah. It's Minfilia's mom. Oh, I can't jump back there. Rude. Doing squats. Nice. We love squats. It was like I think it was like, I don't know how to say that. Today marks the beginning of a new beginning for the science of the seventh dawn. Today we declare our independence. Henceforth be beholden to no nation and serve all of Eorzea's people proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit local considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the science of the seventh dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea.
Yeah.
Smile with a nod. You know it's special for that. When you smile and nod, it's like the extra sauce on top, you know? Oh, that's probably not good. Why do I feel like it's gonna be bad? Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would have most certainly raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and the knowledge both, oh no. Oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has fallen the students of Valdazian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can only assume the worst. 'Tis possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlikely to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Asian, perhaps? Or Osher? Or Pushe? Which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time, I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the crystal of darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ashian menace. But I was wrong. He endures, and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work that we do not understand. I discern them all around, and disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the Paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Ah, my stalwart hero. Your face is the picture of resolve. Nod. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Means grayish white. Oh, I did not know that. It's good enough. Krile, where are you? They became immortal just to end up spatial parasites to those in the mortal realm. True. Your intersection was not foretold. Oh, is this guy a traitor? The Asians?
You object? We question. Our plans are in motion. Your intentions unclear.
They survived the Seventh Order and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? I don't know why I did that.
No, it does not.
Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not to cross purposes. The wisdom of his plans shall soon become apparent in time when the veil is lifted from their eyes, and at long last they see. Interesting. Potential traitor to his own people. A realm awoken. Oh, am I officially done? I doubt it. Well, those earrings look pretty nice. I don't know if they're better than what I have. Truly, there's no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I realized a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the Concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Oh, God. Significant quantities of crystals and only crystals were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been able to They have as of yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts out, not out of self-interest, but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Yustola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Well, that's cool. I would like to spend more time with them. I got to spend a lot of time with Ida and Polymari, the Lalafell. Your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulupa. He is the officer in charge with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Okay. Over here. Hello there. Yustola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than. But never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavy-laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints. The cart bolted off toward East Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage, that would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proving cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in Eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could. Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news. Or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Wherever have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amalja friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the Brass Blades intercept it. In all my years, I've never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us. Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted by their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motives were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Uringer of our progress or lack thereof.
Now then.
Oh, yes. Give me that voice acting.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Wait, are you serious? Okay, I was like, if that's literally the entire scene.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I'll take these. And I think they are better. They are, in fact, better. I like better. Better is nice. Better than butter, that's for sure. Wish to discuss how to proceed. Any bright ideas? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try Fufalupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something useful nested away. Ah, but it is good to see you return. I have given some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself. What is this disturbing possibility? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there was someone among our own ranks conspiring with them, a traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufalupa. Indeed, if for some reason of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the Brass Blades were informed. But such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves be as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Makote miner traveling without escort so as not to attract undue attention. But who Oh, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerlia. A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Cool. Forgive me, my friends. I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Huh? Oh. Stubborn to the last, as expected. You are unharmed? A gang of sea wolf thieves, and in Thanalan no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves? All of them? Aye, and with all the same taste in facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. To our good friend Fufalupa. 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 On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made his good escape. Or made good his escape. For the love of, how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea wolf, Lamen-san born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I say, pray, keep me appraised on any developments. Yes, she's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed, or do you mean give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Oh, the nod. They put in a nod to the nod.
Oh, stretching is so good.
I love a good stretch. Woo! I'm not gonna lie, the hunger is really it's getting to me. We'll keep going. But I am very much looking forward to food. Yeah, Fred. How you doing? Look at this boy. Look at this little boy. Yeah. Definitely drink some water too. I am. But it's just like the water is turning on my metabolism and making me hungry. He a licka 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 licka. Oh, I have to go to Vesper Bay. Oh no, the camera. It's so into it. You are late. No matter, I know where our visitors are headed. From what I've been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, right? And Othard. Well, like the rest of the nations of the East Continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best of circumstances. You should be very interested to hear their tale. And more importantly, what they know of the current state of the affairs of the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, don't you think? Come with me to Ul'dah, unless I am mistaken, and I'm rarely mistaken. We will find the Domans bickering with a Sultan Sworn on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of unforeseen diplomatic incidents? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? I shall see you in Ul'dah. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Repartee. Repartee. Conversation or speech characterized by quick, witty comments or replies. None shall pass. Pray understand, good sir. We have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior, allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. Oh, she's a lizard folk. Frond. I gather your pleas fall upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart, I know his kind well. I hope you will find me more than to your liking. Alphaned Levele at your service, my friend. Which I believe makes me very unique. In this part of the world, at least. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you will need some if you wish to endeavor yourself to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, as we shall see there And we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Nod. It's all about that repartin. All right.
All right.
Do, 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 do. This is the first time I've come in here without everyone's names on, and it's like shocking to be able to see anything.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary
Thank God.
in these lands.
I'm so glad for the voice acting. Like, please keep it going. I love voice acting, and I like not having to read everything.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
That sucks.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of
I think it looks
mistrust.
cool as heck. I think her getup looks sick.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I really like her outfit.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Man, reading some of the RP text that people type in the chat, people put so much. They really they are immersed. Yeah, like I'll read this part. More so seeing as I have an intimate history with the Garlean Empire. He cleared his throat. I may have kept the collar as a reminder. He shook his head. But not every member of a nation is as horrible as the fanatic members of their nation. I have met some of the refugees carrying nothing but the clothing on their backs and their children's backs. He sighed. Some would sit back and watch the world burn if it meant feeling like the better person. Damn, that's deep. Okay. Yugiri. I like that name. If I may, madame. As I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them. Sacrifices have been made, thus it shames me to beg for more when you have already suffered so much. Desperation compels me. If your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all would go a long way. Oh yeah, duh. Sheesh. What, you think I'm gonna let your children starve? Who do you think I am? Hells, why didn't you say so earlier? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow. See, but just sent word that they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go on and, well, that's a coinky-dink. Go and call on Fredoria and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said the ship of Little Princess or the Wicked Sands. Where am I going? It's fun being descriptive, especially in a game that uses expressive words. Yeah, this game, the dialogue in this game is very expressive. That's one thing that I've noticed is like the writing is really good. I mean, most video games, like game developers aren't novelists. They're not authors. Most game developers, like if you play video games as a hobby, you know that video game writing is always subpar in some way. Like whether it's just the grammar or the translations or the voice acting or whatever, video game writing has always been a bit behind the bar, so to speak, like underwhelming. But it's nice. It's nice to see such like expressive text and stuff. This is a really cool outfit. This guy's feeling like a G. Look at him. A purple and on fire and stuff. He's very happy. People have cool characters. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mr. Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. Oh, shut up. Get out of here. I'm gonna kick that guy in the nuts. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that can't earn a... I'm gonna pull him up by his bootstraps, I'll tell you what. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. What? Why is everyone so mean? You know, you shouldn't encourage them. They'll start to expect it. Oh my God, what is up with this? These people are terrible. Jesus. Why would you be so mean? I do not approve. Do not approve. Huh? Oh. They did not give you any trouble, did they? Now go and tell... Yeah, they did, Lady Yugiri. It's all in hand. They definitely gave me trouble. You should smack them straight across the face. Trying to deny aid to refugees. That's awful. I do not hope for such magnanimity. I can't speak today, guys. I just can't do it. Much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Well, that's nice. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased by his reply. We've been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Loyal Promenade at once. You have done so much for us. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. Aww. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming that the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us at the Royal Promenade. Okay. I need to get to the crystal and then teleport to the place, and there we go. Ugh. A pleasure. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. Please be voice acted. Please be voice acted. It's definitely gonna be voice acted. There's no way it's not.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees.
Okay, but like, you can't just.
They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher.
Oh, well, poor you and your rich money.
The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the report.
I'm about to start swinging. I'm about to start swinging. I hate.
Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the
Okay, that's enough racism, thank you. You can stop with your.
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse.
Yeah, I mean, like, chill out, dude.
I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace?
Oh, man.
Suddenly reminded
I
of a
hate this guy's
similar
voice,
debate
too.
Some years ago, regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other...
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Look, like throughout all history, if you look at history, immigration from refugee crises, like yes, you can have more crime and yes, you can have more whatever, but that's just because the population is increasing. Like immigration has always been good for a society. Always. It's always good. It's always good. It's good. Immigration is good. Taking in refugees is good. I just like this guy.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
Maybe it's because of racist people like you who judge him.
My lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Yeah, get up, little guy. Yeah, get up and walk your stupid rich butt out of that room. Yeah, you get out of there. For real? Why are people so horrible?
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited.
Okay, I have an idea. Everyone who voted no, we murder.
Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Oh, purple. It looks red, but it's purple. The only logical conclusion. Yeah, exactly. It's the only thing that makes sense. I refuse to believe that, you know. All right. Well, let's see here. I don't know. We could keep going, but I am super hungry. Oh, thank you, Azure Sun Games. Welcome. I might actually be wrapping up soon, depending. I'm not sure. I'm like super hungry, and I'm now that it's all starting to be voice acted. I'm like, I want to keep going. Because like when it's voice acting, it's just so much easier to like keep up with it and keep going. But definitely, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, I probably should. Yeah. So this might be a little bit of a short stream today, but you know that means that I won't be exhausted, and I'll definitely be back tomorrow for another stream. And I'm home alone this weekend and the beginning of next week. So yeah, I also. The next couple days, I want to try to record a discussion video to get put out soon. You'll be glad to know that only gets more voiced from here on out then. Yes. Because like, I want my chat to like be able to keep up with the story. So like, if I don't read things out loud, then people in my stream have to read the dialogue, like read the stuff. And so I want to read it out loud, but it's a lot. It's like so much to read out loud, like so much. And I like voice acting. I like being able to like watch the, you know, it's like watching a little movie or whatever. Like I love that. That's awesome. That's good to know. All right. Well, have a great day, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Don't get used to the current voices then. Oh, do they change voice actors? That'll be kind of weird. But that's okay. As long as does it happen more than once, or is it only once? As long as it's only once, that should be okay. Just once? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I understand. It happens. I mean, when games take 10, 15 years to develop, you know, it's like, what are you going to do about it? Almost the entire cast changes. Oh. And now for something completely different. That's funny. Yeah. So, we're probably going to start wrapping up here. I know, short stream, whatever, but it's better than going too long, I guess. They evolve into the second cast. Yeah, exactly. They just hit their second evolution. You know, A Realm Reborn It's like their voices are reborn too. They swapped to a British VO company, and one person sadly passed away. Oh, that's really sad. Can I? Which character? Which voice actor? Yugiri! No! I like her voice. That sucks. Aw. Damn. Short streams aren't that bad. Some days are nice to have them short. Yeah, also, like, there are people that are probably still trying to catch up from, like, when I started streaming Final Fantasy. And I don't want to, like, keep dumping 5-hour streams on people, you know? So, yeah. Well, RIP. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all so much. If you haven't dropped a like on the stream, please do that. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do that. And I will be back tomorrow with another stream. And by the, pretty next 4 or 5 days, I'll get a video made and put up and everything, and it'll be great, and we'll all love it, and it'll be wonderful, and I'll get a ton of views, and I'll rocket myself to fame and fortune. And I don't really care about the fame and fortune, but I do care about having a job that I enjoy. So until next time, her SO was in an article if you want to learn more about it. Maybe I might look into it. That's kind of sad, but all right. Well, anyway, thank you all so much, and until next time, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Peace out.